Bit of a quiet start to the week in terms of volume, but plenty going on. Earlier I spoke to Charlie Aitken from Southern Cross Equities. Well, Charlie Aitken, a holiday tonight in the US. How's that affected trade on the local market?
Well, Ticky, no doubt volumes were weak, but it's a little bit surprising that the market was so weak as well as the volume. Usually on these days ahead of US holidays, nothing much happens, but the market was weak, losing 16 points, led by the banking sector again.
Gold was one of the stronger performers. Is that still all wound up with this European debt issue?
Absolutely, Ticky, I think, and the US debt issues as well. I mean, the market is using gold as another currency. For those who don't want the euro or don't want the US dollar, they're buying gold. And I think that's pretty valid at the moment. I mean, the European debt issues are not going away. The US has still got to deal with its debt ceiling, and I think the gold price will continue to appreciate in this uncertain environment.
Now, to stocks, and the coal and iron explorer Sundance Resources is playing down the chances of a full takeover from its majority shareholder.
Now, that was interesting today. It was like traders misread this statement from Sundance. They denied there was any takeover coming, denied they were in talks with their major shareholders, and the stock went up 10% on huge volumes. So sometimes markets do strange things, Ticky, but that one I can't really explain today.
Well, there's obviously someone in the market who knows something.
Well, let's see. Maybe they're all getting too excited.
All right, well, still with iron ore, Fortescue Metals is getting brokers and analysts up for some on-site rock kicking, I guess. Should we be looking at the share price over the next few days?
Be interesting, this one, Ticky. There's, I think, about 100 people going to visit Fortescue's site in the Pilbara, and that's, a big turnout. I mean, it was only a few years ago you'd be lucky to get sort of 5 people to a Fortescue roadshow. So there's a bit of anticipation in the market that people will like what they see there, and maybe the share price will have a decent week. It had a good day today, relatively.
Now, uranium stocks has obviously been bumped around in the past month or so, but they look pretty wobbly today. Is there something going on there?
Yeah, so there's a Bloomberg headline suggesting that the German government is looking to move away from all forms of nuclear power generation by 2022, obviously trying to replace everything with wind and solar power. That's a big, big ask in my view, but when the headlines are like that, it doesn't help the sector, and the uranium sector had a bad day led by Paladin. There's also a little bit of a theory that Newmont, who owns 6% of Paladin, come out of escrow in the next few days and may sell their shares, so perhaps that weighed on Paladin as well.
All right, and lastly, to the housing industry. The Housing Industry Association's latest new home sales figures, pretty ordinary, really. Have they had any impact on banks or building material stocks?
Actually seem to have a bigger impact on the banks today. The mortgage lenders, Ticky, CBA and Westpac, the big mortgage lenders under pressure today. The Housing Industry Association new home sales numbers for April were pretty ordinary at 11,000. But the most interesting thing for me was that West Australian new home sales, the supposed golden goose that is Western Australia, fell 10% in April. Feedback from the industry would suggest May figures are also going to be pretty bad too. So not a lot of positive stuff out of the new home industry at the moment, unfortunately.
Never mind. Well, Charlie Aitken, thank you very much for talking to us tonight.
Thank you, Ticky.